This lecture corresponds with chapters 23 through 26 in your Little Brown Handbook. The point of the lecture is to review several strategies to help you construct sentences that emphasize your meaning and make your writing interesting. This is one of the Composition 1 course objectives listed in the Longman Reader, one that you should learn and apply to your writing this semester. Often, when they think of sentence structure, students think of correctness. Is the sentence punctuated correctly, or are there any grammar errors? Needless to say, you'll be graded on correctness. This is a list of some of the errors I might mark in an essay and the notations I'll use to indicate what the error is. But this lecture isn't about correctness, it's about style. You've just reviewed grammar and punctuation rules by taking the grammar exam, so I hope you don't need further instruction in the mechanics of writing. Instead, you're now ready to learn different techniques for writing sentences that enhance your meaning and style. Your text presents several strategies for creating effective sentences. Sentence lectures 1 through 3 explain passive voice, inverted word order, and participial phrases. In this lecture, I'll cover the following techniques for creating sentence variety: compound sentences, compound complex sentences, parallelism, modifiers, punctuation, and sentence types. When you want to join ideas of equal importance, you can use coordination to form a compound sentence. Compound sentences help readers appreciate ideas equally. To form compound sentences, you can join two independent clauses in one of three ways. You can use the coordinating conjunctions, or boyfans. These are the words but, or, yet, for, and, nor, and so. You can use conjunctive adverbs, and you can use a semicolon. For example, if you wrote the following two sentences: the senator supports health care reform, she voted against the health care reform bill, you would have two grammatically correct, perfectly good sentences. The reader might infer the connection between the two, but by using coordination, you can make the meaning clearer. Let's first join the sentences using the coordinating conjunction yet. The senator supports health care reform, yet she voted against the health care reform bill. Could you use another coordinating conjunction? Sure, you could also use the word but. The senator supports health care reform, but she voted against the health care reform bill. Either coordinating conjunction works effectively. Notice, though, that you could change the meaning of the sentence by using a different coordinating conjunction. If you used the word so, the sentence would read, the senator supports health care reform, so she voted against the health care reform bill. It doesn't seem to make sense, but maybe it does. Maybe the bill is really a terrible bill that would make health care reform worse. If so, it's a logical way of joining the two ideas. If it's not the case, then you've created what your text calls illogical coordination. The reader won't understand the connection between the two ideas based on the word you've chosen. Either way, notice that one little word makes a big difference in the way the reader understands the two ideas. Now let's use a conjunctive adverb to join the two sentences. The conjunctive adverbs are listed on page 259 of your text. For these two sentences about our senator, the words however or nonetheless seem to be the best option. As with coordinating conjunctions, the conjunctive adverbs help the reader make the connection between the two equally related ideas. Note, though, that you use a comma before the coordinating conjunction, whereas with a conjunctive adverb, you use a semicolon before the conjunctive adverb and then a comma after. We can also connect these ideas using just a semicolon. Contrary to what you may have learned, a semicolon is not merely a stronger comma. A semicolon joins two complete sentences. It can't be used to offset a dependent clause or to offset a phrase unless you have a series of long phrases in a sentence. You can see Little Brown page 448 for an example of that use of the semicolon. You can also combine ideas using techniques of subordination to form complex sentences. To subordinate means to make something lesser, to put something beneath something else. A subordinate is someone who answers to a superior. Subordination, then, makes one idea less important than another. The more important idea appears as an independent clause. The less important idea appears as a dependent clause. Two types of dependent clauses are adjective and adverb clauses. An adjective clause, as you might guess, modifies or describes a word or phrase in a sentence. Adjective clauses begin with the relative pronouns, who, whom, which, that, whichever, where. Adverb clauses begin with subordinating conjunctions, words like although, because, until, when, if. You can see a complete list on page 251 of Little Brown. It's really important that you not confuse subordinating conjunctions with conjunctive adverbs. Both words are used to combine ideas, but a subordinating conjunction makes an otherwise perfectly fine sentence into an incomplete sentence. You could call subordinating conjunctions dependent clause makers if that helps you remember. Conjunctive adverbs are simply transitional words. They don't render an independent clause dependent. Although and however seem to be the two most commonly confused words. Although is a subordinating conjunction, not a conjunctive adverb. Make sure you distinguish these two, especially if you have sentence fragment errors in your paper. Here are those same two sentences combined using adverb and adjective clauses. The first, the senator who supports healthcare reform voted against the healthcare reform bill, uses an adjective clause. The senator voted against the healthcare reform bill is the complete sentence, the part that can stand alone as a sentence. Who supports healthcare reform is the adjective clause describing the senator. In each of the cases, in each sentence, the most important idea is underlined and the dependent clause is not underlined. Does it matter which method you use to combine these ideas? In this case, it does. Say you're working on this senator's re-election campaign, and many voters are upset that the senator voted against the health care bill. You would want to phrase your sentence so that you emphasize the senator's support for health care, not the fact that she voted against the bill. So, for example, you might say, although the senator voted against the health care reform bill, she supports health care reform. Supporting health care reform is the main idea in that sentence. On the other hand, maybe you're running against the senator in the next election. You want to emphasize that she voted against the bill, so you would say it the other way. You would say, although she says she's in favor of health care reform, the senator voted against the health care reform bill. Voting against the bill becomes the main idea in this sentence.